hear feedback. Hey guys, we're in the Blue Compass camper here in Price Shopper Market 32's um, lot here this morning. We're having some technical things, so we're not in our normal studios, so we're gonna have some glitches.
It was a really smooth opening.
Hey, I'm not the opening guy.
It was that was good. Greetings and welcome to Pack the Pantry 2024 from the Blue Compass RV Broadcast Center at Market 32 in Berlin. It's TJ, John, and sometimes Randy, who was with us tonight. And Randy earlier tonight was out running around showing you what the compound looks like. We do have to thank Route 302 Motors and Action Towing.
Yeah.
Our last piece of the puzzle showed up about an hour and a half ago.
I got a good video of it. I'll show it out for you guys. Showed up with the flatbed lights going. So yeah, it's my dad. He donated a light tower to us from Action Towing for $2. So you can go down there and tow needs or cars. He'll take care of you. So thanks for getting that done for us. That was a very, very important piece of the puzzle.
Yeah, so we now have the parking lot all lit up and ready to go, and we decided earlier today that we got set up a lot quicker than we have in any other year in the past 23 years, and so decided to kind of just open up and start taking donations early. And Randy, we already got some.
Yeah, we got a few. I'm excited about this. Getting donations a day earlier than we're usually used to. Not bad.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Well, I was just saying it's weird to start early because usually we're bustling and trying to get, we forgot this, we need to get this, and it's like we just after 23 years of perfecting this, we've finally put the glue together and made it work.
It's like we're the Elon Musk SpaceX of truck packing. I don't know. We kind of have figured it out over the years, but listen, if you're new to Pack the Pantry, it is an event that started back in 2001, and over the years we have done this each and every November. It's all for less fortunate Central Vermont families with the Salvation Army Emergency Food Shelf, and all of it, everything raised, stays right here. Jennifer Lash writing in tonight. Hey guys, good luck. Jennifer, we think we're going to need it this year. We all kind of are looking at each other, and we all kind of know what we're spending at the grocery store.
Yeah.
And we kind of know how tight things are for a lot of families, especially ahead of the holidays. And so we know that in order to fill this truck this year, 53 foot in length, it's going to be a harder task than ever before.
Yeah, but we have that fear, and we always do. But somehow this community does. Even if they don't fill it, they do put a good dent in that thing every year. So we're hoping they still pull through to make that happen for us.
We do want to thank our sponsor.
What's the matter?
I just said we do have to thank our sponsor.
Oh, I thought something froze. I'm like, I'm looking at the screen. We're good. But we got
Ohana Sports Cards on Facebook.
Yes. Sorry, sellers. I freaked out when he stops. I'm like, something broke on the screen.
Ohana Sports Cards on Facebook. If you're into card breaks and so much more, they do not sell panini sandwiches.
No, they does not.
But they do sell panini.
Cards.
It took me a little while to figure that out.
Yeah.
I mean, like, what is this guy always talking about panini for? I mean, that's the best Italian sandwich on the market.
Yeah, these panini sandwiches are very more expensive, much more expensive.
So if you're into card breaks, sports memorabilia, and all of that other stuff, check out Ohana Sports Cards, OHANA, on Facebook. Ohana means family, and that's how they treat you over there. So make sure you check them out. Of course, there are all kinds of caring community partners in Pack the Pantry each and every year. Our friends from Star 92.9 are back again this year, and we will join Mike and Mary tomorrow morning on the Mike and Mary show on Star 92.9, bright and early, 5:30 a.m., which is going to come. Is going to come pretty early. But we also have to thank, of course, our partners from the very beginning, Bellavance Trucking. We want to thank Blue Compass RV.
Truck's right there.
There it is. Yeah. I want to thank Blue Compass RV for their support. And we want to thank Gustos for an incredible lunch today to keeping our volunteers fed, which is very important when you're working hard outside in the elements. And we want to thank Applebee's Eating Good in the Neighborhood tonight for dinner. So we're not starving, but we are here, John, until we fill this thing.
We are here till we fill it.
And
we have a long ways to go.
It is 53 feet in length, and if you know what kind of a jerk John can be, getting him out of the area as quickly as possible is kind of the goal. So if you're not interested in helping out less fortunate families and you just want John to leave, that would be a reason to bring some canned goods and non-perishable food items down.
That's fair. His wife's over here. She's always on my side. I love her for it. Michelle is awesome. Want to say hi? You're saying hi. Ready? Hi. Say hi, Michelle.
Hi.
Now you're on the show. Told you to get you on there.
Where's Emily now?
Emily is home. Hi, honey.
Yeah. Emily's actually in Laconia tonight.
No, is Emily.
Oh, you're Emily. Oh, yeah.
My wife's not in Laconia. She
sorry.
is. I'm very
I thought you were
surprised.
talking about my daughter. But, Blue Compass RV, we want to thank those folks. We also have to thank Maria's Bagels.
Maria's Bagels for breakfast tomorrow. We have he's making us breakfast sandwiches and get you guys some coffee and your coffee.
The folks over at Yipes and Bevins and Sons Custom Printing fixed our banner this year, and they did it out of the goodness of their hearts just because they want to help and be part of the community. And that's great. And Sunbelt Rentals we have to thank as well.
They would keep us. If it wasn't for Sunbelt Rentals, we wouldn't be warm.
No, we would not.
Because those extension cords are, the staging are down to us. But those extension cords, they're lifesavers for right now. Because it's cold. North Carolina's a lot warmer in the state.
Yeah. Market 32 by Price Chopper, of course, have been great partners over the years. Mike Dennis and his gang here treat us really, really well. And they just remodeled the whole freaking store. And it's gorgeous inside. And you know what? Caused a couple of problems for us, but we got them fixed real quick.
It's a whole different story.
The plugins that we plugged everything in for outside were moved during the remodel. We walked in and went to plug in today and went, that might be a problem. Nonetheless, canned goods and non-perishable food items are what we're looking for. Randy, you've been doing this a long time. People always ask, what are the best things to bring to Pack the Pantry?
Yeah, anything that can be easily made into a meal, essentially. So anything that's a quick meal for many families that can feed a bunch of people. Macaroni and cheese, pets, baby food, anything that'll help anybody.
Photos.
And pastas, soups, anything that can be made quick and easily for families that are already stressed out. It's an important thing. And listen, the Salvation Army tells us that requests for help this year and last year are up over 500%. That's really kind of what we've been dealing with. And the past 2 years, I don't have to tell you that have not been good to our area with flooding. Okay. In fact, this year, the Salvation Army had a host of folks in the area doing disaster relief from July through the end of August. And a lot of the food that was raised went to that, feeding flood victims and things like that.
I wanted to take pictures of the pantry when I was there the other day.
Yeah.
I kind of forgot to, but I couldn't believe how bare it was. We talk about, being low or out.
Yeah.
There was less than 100 cans of just random beans and stuff. Other than that, there was nothing on the shelves. I was shocked.
It really is like old Mother Hubbard's cupboard right now, and it needs to be restocked. And that's really why we're here, because you hear us all the time say, neighbors helping neighbors, and that really is what this event is all about. It's about taking care of family, taking care of friends, taking care of coworkers, your children's friends. The state of Vermont says right now 1 in 3 Vermont families is battling food insecurity.
Yeah, I believe it. I believe it.
1 in 3. Okay, that's a third of the households in the state of Vermont. And that means food insecurity. What does it mean? Well, it's kind of a fancy term for not always knowing where your next meal is going to be coming from. It's called living paycheck to paycheck, right? And sometimes you make it and sometimes you don't. And so that's why we're here. We do not want our friends and neighbors over this long, cold winter coming up to be doing things like,
choosing fuel over food, or
medicine over food,
yeah,
rent over food, heat over food.
food. You need food to do all those things. To have those things. So
Right, right. And so when we say neighbors helping neighbors, that's really what we do mean. It's like taking a can off of your shelf at your house and placing it on a neighbor's, and 100% of it, all of it, stays right here. 23 years we've been doing this thing, and quite honestly, over the years there have been all kinds of crazy things that have happened in this compound. And
before we get into stories, let's
yeah,
talk about a couple little things that are coming up.
yeah, sure.
We had the cornhole tournament Friday night
Mhm.
at the Canadian Club.
Sure.
6:30. Johnny Racer he's put this together for us. Phenomenal. It's been great last few years. I'm not sure if it's entry fee or if it's donation for food, but go up there at 6:30, sign up, get a cornhole tournament, and all the proceeds come here and help us help the Pack the Pantry Food Fund shelf. Then also we have the raffle, which is $1 ticket or 20 for 25 tickets. We have the bag, which is pictured here.
My wife's saying no, we don't have the bag.
We
She
don't have the
wants
bag. She wants
the bag every day.
The bag's here behind you if you want to see it. It's that yellow bag right there. We have Thunder Road Season Pass. We have a detailing from Greg, GLK from, I believe, East Barre. I believe he's at. Does some beautiful work. I was actually talking to somebody who was one of his customers, and they said his work is phenomenal. So it's a $275 gift card. She's offering to smell this bag. You can show it. Check the bag out. What do you think of that? What do you think of this bag?
This is going to be my bag.
It's going to be her bag. I promise this will be a fair raffle. So, yeah. Brigham Young's bought us a beautiful handbag. It smells good.
I believe it's called the Craftsberry Common bag.
Craftsberry Common bag.
On their website.
It smells. It's very thick leather.
And I'm not really into handbags myself, you know, but I know all about the Bergamot Amore.
We're not that illiterate here.
I know all about all the bags they release, because when I come home from work, my wife says to me, "They released a new bag today," and I'm like, "Oh, really?" And she's like, "Yeah, look." And I'm like, "That's fantastic," you know.
Yeah.
But
so we also have a $200 gift card, gift certificate from Bury the Needle.
yes,
Greg, he does phenomenal. He did your tattoo, right? Your arm?
no, that was my nephew. But I have seen a ton of. I've worked with Greg. He's done my wife's. You know.
Oh, beautiful.
So yeah.
We have the snowboard coming. We have some coolers, Twisted Tea coolers.
Yes.
And
we have a Founders Beer snowboard coming from our friends at Baker Distributing.
There's a photo shoot from Metal Chick Photography. It's a full session, $125 session. So they're going to do it this winter. And my NASCAR passes, I'm giving out 2 garage VIP passes for almost any track. There's some tracks I can't. There's restrictions, but full access to meet the drivers, see the cars up close and personal.
Mm-hmm.
And now we get into the good stories of Pack the Pantry.
And the Thunder Road Season Pass.
Oh, yeah, I thought I said that earlier. But yes, the Thunder Road Season Pass. A lot of people want to get that puppy for around here. We all know how Thunder Road is. It's my home track. That's where I got my start.
Yeah.
So I worked there for 13 years.
So if you're interested in participating in the raffle, we do have raffle tickets here at Pack the Pantry.
You can also do it online.
All right, Market 32 in Berlin, Market 32 by Price Chopper, but you can also do it online and explain how they do that.
Just message me on Facebook or message TJ, anybody that's part of this, even the Pack the Pantry website, Alpha Men's Facebook page. Hi, babe. And you can, I'll get you tickets. I'll take pictures of your tickets. I'll tell you your numbers, and then I'll put your number on the list. Put tickets in what raffle you want. If you want Thunder Road passes, if you want the bag, and we'll get it to you. I mean, if you're out of state, I'll ship it to you. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's many ways of doing this, and it always turns out well. So,
and all of it, of course, goes to the Salvation Army Emergency Food Shelf. Yeah. So, well, listen, 23 years we've been doing this. Every Thanksgiving time comes around, and the week before, we all get together kind of like a big family, and John, I know you've been here for many, many years.
It's my 21st year.
I remember when sometimes Randy did his first event with us, probably up at the Berlin Mall
It was
way back
2012.
when.
2012.
And Randy, I know you come back each and every year. Tell people why this is important to you.
It's the one thing that I don't know. I've always said it's the one thing I can't stand in life, to think that somebody right here in our own community might go to bed hungry tomorrow because they don't have enough food. So that's why it's always been so important to get these donations, because it's the one thing I truly love about Pack the Pantry is that everything stays right here in our community. We don't ship it off to halfway around the world, the country. It all stays right here in central Vermont, literally going to help our neighbors. So.
Yeah, yeah. Um, I started this thing back in 2001, and a lot of people say, "Well, TJ, you're the stuff at the truck, pack the pantry guy," and the reality of it is yeah. Originally, if we take you back to the very first year, the radio station was Work FM. It was a top 40 radio station, and I went to my boss, a guy named Ken Barlow, and I said, "I want to fill a tractor trailer with canned food and non-perishable food items for the Salvation Army."
Yep.
And he said, "Let's get a U-Haul." Right? He said, "You're thinking
Gotta
too
start
big."
small.
He's like, "Back off, kid. You're thinking too big. It'll never happen. It'll never happen." And I persisted, and we got the tractor trailer, and of course the partnership with Bellavance, and we started our first year. And back then, I was doing mornings on Work FM, and my co-host was a lady by the name of Tracy Taylor.
Yep.
And we didn't have motorhomes. We didn't have heat. We didn't have anything. In fact, we 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 hung we hung a sheet in the back of the tractor trailer that separated me and Tracy so that we could go to sleep. And we actually slept in the truck in November. And it was.
We should do that.
It was.
Let's do it Friday night.
Well, I'm telling you, we did it. We did it the first year, and maybe the second year. No, just one.
I think it's 1 year because that's So 2002. Then
yeah, I think
I've
we
been
did
here for 23 seasons. Then
yeah, I think we did it. I think we did it just. You're right. The first year, it was just the first year, and we learned our lesson.
Because there was a lot of mud.
Yeah, we were at the Berlin Mall.
Yep.
And there was.
The next year was the tent incident.
I don't know if it was exactly the next year, but it was shortly after.
Yeah, it was a year or two after. I remember the tent because I was there for that.
Yeah. So
that was a mess.
And that's how it all got started. But the reality of it is I'm not the stuff a truck guy. There is a whole host of people over the years who have become kind of a part of our family at Pack the Pantry, like John, and like sometimes Randy, and like Ashley and Brittany and Tanis and the volunteers that come in and out of here back and forth, and members of the Vermont Army National Guard who we partnered with for the first 15 years or so.
We need to get them back.
And they come back every year, some of them just to help out on certain days.
Yeah, the guys who are not even part of the guards anymore still can help us.
Yeah, so it really is a kind of a phenomenon of being persistent and saying to my boss, "No, you're not thinking big enough. We can do this." And we did, and we have over the past 23 years. We've managed to fill it, and it is really, really important work, especially in Vermont, especially ahead of a long, cold winter, and especially knowing that you have neighbors and friends and coworkers, in some cases family, children's friends, elderly folks in your life that are really struggling hard. And we want to be there for them this winter. We want to make sure that at least they're not going hungry. Okay? And that's what Pack the Pantry is all about. Now, John, a lot of people are struggling right now.
Yeah, I mean, everybody. I mean, even I live in North Carolina, and we see it and hear about it.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to do this down there someday. But yeah, I mean, especially I come up here because it's my hometown.
Mm-hmm.
And I know probably one in three of those people coming to the food shelf.
Yeah.
To get food.
Yeah.
So I mean, for me to do this is not. There's no. I mean, it costs me money, costs me time away from my family. I've already been away for 10 months on the road for NASCAR to come up and do this, but I do this because I know the security of the food. Yeah. I understand people are struggling. And I hate being hungry. So
yeah, we know.
I don't want somebody else to be hungry, or some parents that they have to feed their kids, very little. I'd rather knowing Thanksgiving and December when it's cold as heck out there, and they got to decide, oh, I can't buy extra packaged meat because I have to buy heating fuel. I want them to, I want to know in my heart that they can go to the Salvation Army food shelf and say, hey, can I get some some canned goods, some pasta, so those kids can eat and they can eat. Or grandma's up in her, she's by herself now.
Sure.
And I feel bad that she can't get food.
Yeah.
So I mean, this is why I do it every year, not to come see your ugly mug.
Well, I do have a face for radio.
Oh God, yeah, he does.
Yeah. So
I don't know how you married
that. Unbelievable. Listen, very well said. And in the same token, we look at all the people that are struggling, and we also do get it. We realize in this economy that there are a lot of people who traditionally have never really struggled that are finding themselves struggling kind of for the first time. People who kind of had a little bit of extra money after the paycheck was cashed every week and came to us each and every year and made a donation. And maybe that donation or maybe that money isn't there anymore because their dollars really kind of aren't going as far as they used to. And so we have that in mind as we bring this event to you this year. We get it. We're aware. And so we're not asking you really to do anything that you shouldn't do or you can't do. We're asking you to do what you can do. And you will hear me say over and over again that no one can do anything, but everyone can do something. And so what that means is, even if it's one can, even if it's the change out of the pocket in your coat, every little bit helps. But we really do need everyone's help to make this thing full this year. And so we're hoping that you're going to find it in your heart to come on by and make it happen for us as you've done over the last 23 years. And make that canned food or non-perishable food item donation. Now, people can also donate in the Salvation Army red kettles.
Yeah, the red kettles we have outside. You'll see those not just outside here. I mean, anywhere in Central Vermont.
Mm-hmm.
They're outside. Your kettle on Saturday? Awesome. So there's people ringing the bells, and I believe they're going to have some here tomorrow. And we haven't had that in a long time here. We've had the kettles, but we haven't had the kettle workers.
Yeah, we're going to have some kettle workers tomorrow ringing bells here at Pack the Pantry, and we'll take coin, we'll take cash if you want to write a check. You need to make a check out to the Salvation Army of Barre, Vermont.
You know why? So 100% stays here.
Correct.
Because even if you donate to Salvation Army, it still comes here.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a fraction, a piece of it will go to another community, whereas the Barre, it stays right here.
The Salvation Army of Barre, Vermont. Okay, that's what you would write a check out to.
So we're talking about what we're going to do about the show tonight, and let's talk a couple memories of, let's see what Randy's favorite memory is.
Randy, your favorite Stuff a Truck Pack the Pantry memory?
I've got two. I've been thinking about this today. I've got two, and I think the one. I actually think they're the same one now that I think about it. But John jumping on the back of my truck to wake me up, which led to my second one, which was the ghost pepper at the end of it.
Oh, the ghost pepper was rough for you guys.
That was
That was a good one.
That was tough.
We have done things over the years
to
raise money and to bring cans in. And look, some people would ask, why do you sit in the middle of that parking lot in the cold with a tractor trailer and go around the clock and do the things that you do to make it happen? And well, the easy answer is if I sat out in front of Price Chopper with a sign that says, "Hey, I'd like some canned goods," you'd probably donate. You'd probably get a couple of cans. But the idea behind Pack the Pantry and Stuff a Truck, the larger idea, is to make you stop and look, and to make it a spectacle, and to make it attract attention so that you think about it, rather than just walking right past that bell ringer at the grocery store.
Exactly.
It's like we're in your face, and we're not going anywhere till it's full.
You can't miss us.
Right?
We got big bright lights. We got big signs. We got some road signs. I mean, we've had many ways to get people's attention over here.
Yeah.
We've done the fireworks show.
And so the 1 year we did the Ghost Pepper Challenge, and that's what he's talking about.
Yeah.
And I think I don't remember quite what the bet was. Do you recall, Randy?
Oh, it was no bet. It was a punishment
It was a
because I was
punishment.
late for work.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Randy was late.
Is that the one that almost got arrested?
Yeah.
By the cop?
Yeah. So
You came to jump on the back of my truck to set the
so
alarm
we were
Yeah.
on the radio station that shall not be named.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
All right, and we were doing mornings, and Randy was running the studio control board back at the studio, and Randy needed to be there at like 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And Randy overslept.
Yeah. But I'm
Randy's
dead
not a
asleep.
morning person.
And TJ's already up, setting up all the equipment to get ready to go live, and I'm dead asleep. And next thing, he's kicking the bed. He's like, "Yo, we gotta get Randy up." And I have no clue where Randy lives. And I'm trying to wake up, and I'm all groggy. And he's like, "You gotta go to Randy's house." And so he's trying to explain where Randy lives, which was really easy after I thought about it. But at 5 o'clock in the morning, I'm trying to figure out what's going on.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't tell where Randy lives right now.
And
okay.
So I take off, go toward his house, and I see the house and the description of it. And I want to go knock on it. I don't want to wake up his parent, or I don't know if it was your parents or whoever was there, but I want to wake up who else was living in the house. I said, well, I got to do something. So I'm like casing his house back and forth, trying to figure out maybe if his light comes on, it's his house, his room. Finally, I had to go jump on the back of his truck because I know he's got alarm in his truck.
Mm-hmm.
And I hear, whoop, whoop, a siren. And I look, and the cop's like, "What are you doing?" And a Bear City cop puts his one in there. "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm trying to wake up Randy here from the radio station." And he's like, "Why? You can't be jumping up." He starts giving me the third degree. And I'm like, he's supposed to be up in the studio live. We're down at Stuff a Truck, Pack a Pantry. And
he pushes the button.
He makes it so you can hear it on the radio. I said, "What do you hear on the radio right now?" Because you're obviously listening to the radio. And he's like, "Well, I just listen to hear the music." I'm like, TJ's supposed to be live right now.
Yeah.
Oh, and then they somehow, I don't know, I can't remember what happened after that, but you were up there shortly after. But, oh yeah, the cop was yelling at me, and he was doing his job. I would be yelling at somebody jumping back in my truck too, but yeah, I'm little Barry just jumping, trying to get the line to go off the truck.
So Randy got to the studio, and we got off a little bit late, but we got on the air.
Yeah.
And the Ghost Pepper Challenge, it wasn't a Ghost Pepper, it was a Carolina Reaper, wasn't it?
Did Roland Greg Barre bring that up?
Yeah. So it was at that. I don't believe it's the hottest pepper known to man right now, because I think they've come out with a hotter one.
There's hotter ones now.
But back then, it was the hottest pepper in the world.
Yeah.
And to admonish young Randy for being late for work,
that's right.
The challenge was he had to eat a Carolina Reaper
whole.
And
he was sweating.
That was bad.
And then I ended up somehow involved because I ate one too.
Yeah, because he brought a couple up, but I wasn't. I refused. There was not a way I was touching.
You had once you got to a certain amount of money or whatever it was.
Yeah. That's it. If we get 35 bags of groceries in the next hour, blah 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 blah, I'll eat one too.
And they didn't reach it, so Randy got to eat it.
And we did reach it.
No. Oh no,
and
Randy's
I'm pretty sure we did that.
Randy's was a punishment. We did reach it, and then I had to eat it because the listeners did what I asked them to do.
Oh, we should do it again. You guys can do the same.
And I can tell you what, I love spice.
Yeah.
I'm the kind of guy I will literally put crushed red pepper on my cereal in the morning if you let me. Okay, I love spice.
I remember this now very well because I remember heard you whimpering in the bathroom.
I have never ever experienced that kind of pain.
Before or after?
Both. Okay. All right. But the worst part of it was, when you're eating something hot, it makes you start sweating.
Yeah, I'm not a big hot
Right?
person, but yeah.
So I ate this Carolina Reaper pepper, and the sweat started pouring out of me.
Oh,
And we had milk and everything else on the standby ready to go. But as soon as the sweat started pouring out of me, my fingers were on the Carolina Reaper. And then I went like this to wipe the sweat
that's
off my
right.
brow.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you something. I don't care what kind of torture happens. Pulling your fingernails out, waterboarding. I don't really care. I don't care what kind of torture you've ever heard about. Ghost pepper juice or Carolina Reaper juice in your eyeballs
Yeah.
is. I thought I was going to die.
My favorite memory, which was kind of an expensive memory, not for us, but for we were dead asleep in the camper. It was raining. It was cold. This was like 6, 7 years ago. I was dead asleep. I remember, and you were snoring up front. I was snoring in the back, and we hear bam, 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 bam. And we're like, we thought somebody was beating on the camper. And we both jump up and we thought somebody was trying to drag the truck away. So we had no clue what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
And we look outside and those brand new tents by the 2 radio stations we don't talk about anymore. Brand new.
Yeah.
They're brand new, decal, heavy duty canvas. Thick. I mean, they were $1,500 canvas, tents.
Yeah.
It ripped those darn things up and folded them in 5, 6 different pieces across the wind.
Yeah, that was over at the old Midstate.
Yeah, the windstorm came through
Garage,
and it ripped our banners down. The one tent took the other banner down, which took in the other tent and flipped that tent over. We had one tent on the side of the camper, and the other one was just mangled in the parking lot. I mean, and the tables were flipped over, and it was like a microburst that came through there. I don't know what it was, but it hit us like a ton of bricks. And you got to the door, you were both groggy, and we go out, and you looked at me, you go, "Oh, my boss is not going to be happy." I mean, it sucked for them, but it was a funny moment because the next day we're trying to.
That particular boss was never happy, so it didn't matter.
So the next morning we're trying to. I mean, it was a lost cause. We went back to bed. The next morning we're trying to make this place presentable because we had TV come in and it looked like somebody just destroyed the compound. It was bad. I mean, it's not a good memory. It's not a funny memory, but it was like, and we still put it back together, and it looked like nothing happened. Granted, we had a lot of tape and bungee cords holding those canopies up, but it worked.
Yeah.
So that's one of my favorite memories. We're gonna have more memories throughout the week. So
we back in 2003 or 2002, and you have to understand today, Pack the Pantry has these great signs that we hang up, and one of them that was just fixed for us by the folks over at Bevan and Sons Custom Printing and Yipes, which we love those folks over there. But back in the original day, the beginning of this whole event, it was a very, very guerrilla affair. And I mean that by the very first signs that went up on the truck were 2 queen bed sheets that were bought at J.C. Penney's in the Berlin Mall. And we sewed the 2 queen bed sheets together.
Yep.
And then we drug them over to the Berlin National Guard Armory, laid them out on the ground, and with 2 cans of big black Krylon spray paint painted "Stuff a Truck."
I was trying to find pictures of that, and
right?
I couldn't find them.
And back in, I think it was 2003, we were set up across from, what would be right now behind Kohl's, the store Kohl's, and off to the side of what is now Hobby Lobby, in that little grassy area there.
Yep.
There's a little Verizon telco shack in the back of the lot there.
Been there forever.
And we were set up right in front of that in the grass. There was mud. It rained. It was horrible. Everything was bad. The Vermont Army National Guard had brought a tent up and set up, and the guards set it up, and it was a tent that they used for recruiting.
Yep.
So it was really big. It wasn't like a 12 by 12 tent that we have around here. It was a big aluminum, aluminum set up rigged tent.
It's a canteen kit tent. It's a heavy duty gauged.
Yeah, really.
It's for combat zones for supply.
Well, yes, but the top of it was all printed, so
Yeah.
it was something that they used for recruiting and
Yeah.
big events and stuff like that. And we went to bed. We got everything set up that night, and we had all of the radio station's equipment underneath that tent. Okay,
Yep.
and it was right next to the camper. And we went to bed that night, and there was a tornado that touched down in the Barre-Montpelier parking lot.
Like a little wind guster.
It picked that huge tent with huge aluminum tent poles all the way around it, staked with big stakes in the ground, this big around with real rope tying it in and everything else. It picked that tent up and it wrapped it around that little Verizon Telco shack like it was shrink wrapped on there.
I'm trying to look for a picture right now. I'm scrolling.
And we were in bed, and the camper started moving back and forth, started rocking back and forth. And my partner at the time, I thought, what the hell is he doing? What's going on? Right? And he was still asleep. And then all of a sudden, we heard this noise. And I'm not kidding you. It was like two freight trains hit each other. It was that loud. And in the camper, we have these, what do you call these window blinds? What? Venetian. The Venetian blinds in the campers. And I remember sticking my fingers through the Venetian blind and pulling it down. And I remember screaming, "Oh my God, it's gone. Everything's gone."
Oh, God.
And we opened up the door to the camper, and the radio station equipment, Marty antennas, and just everything that was there to do the event was scattered across the field. The tent was gone. Stakes ripped out of the ground. The whole 9 yards. And I tell you this story because somehow, and I still don't know how, we started later that morning, and we started on time, and we got it put back together, maybe not as perfectly as we wanted it, but somehow we pulled it off. Somehow we stuffed the truck and packed the pantry and got it done. And so, regardless of what happens, I remember the year that we were having trouble with generators.
Me and Scott Trotter on that project.
And somehow we got the polarity on the generators reversed and ended up backfeeding two campers. And we blew up two campers. So there's all kinds of things that happen here. Greg Kelly writing, hopefully you guys can fill 2 trucks this year. Thanks, Greg. We appreciate that.
Greg's the one who is donating the car detailing.
Oh, great. Thanks, Greg. Thanks for your support.
We're going to have a lot of stories. We're gonna do this. We're going to do sessions like this all throughout the next 3 days.
Yeah. And I will tell you this. There are all kinds of donations that come here. There are very, very large corporate donations that we advocate for and we push for, and we really hope to see. There are service organizations in our town and in our area who come by with large donations as well.
The motorcycle clubs.
Motorcycle clubs, absolutely. There's a lot of big stuff that comes in. There's a lot of stuff that people who are just one family come in and do huge donations. 5, 6, 7 bags full. And we appreciate those as well.
We have kids that they want help.
Oh, that's kind of what I'm getting to. The most... My favorite donations...
We can't use all our stories, remember that.
My favorite donations come from the parents of young kids who bring them up here specifically to show them what giving and being charitable is all about.
But then you see them next year.
Yeah.
And then, can we do what we did last year?
Yeah.
And they come up with another little hand with bag and carts and help us.
And I've had kids come up with their piggy banks and hand them to me.
Mhm.
I've had kids come up with mom and dad, and they're 5, 6 years old, and they're proudly holding just one can in each hand. And dad picks them up and puts them on the platform on the back of the truck,
Yep.
and they climb into the back of it and walk it back as far as they can, and then set their cans down. And they're so happy, and and then mom and dad get to use it as a teachable lesson. Hey, this is what we do. This is how we take care of neighbors and friends.
What you used to always say about the one can? I can't remember the quote. You could say about one can. You would say like,
Well, it's the power of one.
yes, there you go.
One can, one donation, one single act of human kindness that gets this giant snowball rolling down the hill, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And if everybody brought us just one can,
Bring more.
we'd we'd fill this truck and pack this pantry in no time.
Well, we're going to do it. I mean, it's going to be tough, but we always have that battle, and we're going to fight through it.
Yeah, absolutely. So, listen, if you have donated at any point in time over the last 23 years, we consider you a part of our family.
Yep.
If you haven't, for one reason or another, or whatever reason, donated in a few years, we want to invite you to come back. If you are searching for that holiday spirit in a world where it becomes more and more difficult to find it each year, Mama Michaels always used to say, the best way to feel good about yourself is to do something good for someone else.
That's why we do this. It ain't for us.
So if you're looking for that holiday spirit, maybe the way you find it is by taking care of a neighbor, stopping by and allowing us to say thank you, and you have a Merry Christmas and a Happy Thanksgiving at Pack the Pantry. So we want to invite you to come on by and make those canned good and non-perishable food item donations, monetary donations as well. And again, two things. It doesn't happen without you. And it doesn't happen without the caring community partners that we have. We're so appreciative for all of them. And so we'd love to invite you back to Pack the Pantry to make a difference. Berlin, Market 32 by Price Chopper is where you're going to find us. Randy, anything to add?
I think you've covered all of it. Everything. Covered everything.
There,
From one can
we have
to
a little glitch problem, so you guys,
oh,
we
I
can
see.
hear you, we just cannot see you. You guys are good.
No, okay.
Oh,
All
okay.
right.
Nobody can see you. You froze, TJ. So I'm working on that right now. No, you've completely froze. So I'm adding.
Okay.
No, you've been frozen about 8 minutes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
But I'm fixing that right now. Oh, there you go.
No, I think
No, you're good now.
I'm still froze.
No, you're not.
You sure?
Yep.
Sure? No, I'm just kidding. Anyway,
There you go. I fixed it for now. I didn't realize you froze that long.
we're here till we fill it. So we'd love to see you here. Come on by and make the cans count. Make that donation. It's Pack the Pantry 2024. We'll check in a little bit later on.
Yeah. Have a good night, y'all. Randy.
See you tomorrow.